Hey there, guys, and happy Saturday. Thank you for joining me this evening. I'm stationed in Philadelphia, PA, and today is a scorcher. Summer is definitely here. I'm your host, Shayrenee, and tonight's episode of the Indie Spotlight Special Edition Saturdays happening live on Instagram at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We have a very special guest, Fleetwood. Fleetwood is a community activist, a mentor, the creator of the Homeboy Hotline, which is a program that's like prison reform and helps a lot of prisoners have a pipeline to jobs and things that they need. He has also made 2 books and films, and he makes music under the Cotton Pickers. So when he comes into the room, I will invite him to the camera and we will start the show. Hey there, Fleetwood. I'm going to invite you to the camera. Okay. Hey,
What's going on?
how are you?
Man, I'm thankful to be thankful.
Yes, definitely. How's your evening going on?
Well, it's hotter than jalapeno juice down here in Atlanta, Georgia. So
Yeah,
me and my daughter, we just got out the pool. So I had
yeah.
to hurry up and get back to be on this exclusive platform. I'm so thankful for the opportunity. What's
Thank
up to
you.
Philly? Everybody else tuning in. Cotton pickers in the building.
Yes, and I wanted to thank you for being so reachable as well.
Yeah, God saved me for a reason. So I'm just here to continue the liberation of our people and contribute to humanity, man, with my gifts I've been given. That's all. I simplified my life. That's what I do.
Yes, indeed. So tell me, where are you from?
Well, I was born in San Francisco, California. My mom and pop from Greensboro, North Carolina. My pop went to the Air Force, and then he came back and got his mom's, his high school sweetheart, which was my mom's. And he was in Travis Air Force Base in Cali. That's where I was born at. They separated at 5. She took me back to North Carolina. He came and got me a month later, and I've been on airplanes all my life since. That's what developed me as a storyteller. 17, my mom's passed, so I was in the streets since then. So
Sorry to
they
hear
called
that.
me the West Coast Country Boy.
Mhm. Well, could you tell everyone where they can find you, or if you have a website or anything like that, like where they can find you at on social media platforms? I know you also make music under the Cotton Pickers.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Well, you can find me on the social media Fleetwood SF, like San Francisco on Instagram. Robert Bowden, that's my government name on Facebook. The website is Zeffy.us. Z is in zebra, E is in egg, P is in Paul, H is in ham, Y is a yellow dot, U is an umbrella, S is in Sam. You'll see the whole journey, the whole catalog. Anybody that's inspiring authors, filmmakers, producers, community activists trying to launch a nonprofit, get at me, man. I'm here to give, man. I've always never been funny with the numbers, man. I build bridges everywhere. Only 2 places I don't know nobody that's Vermont and Maine. Everywhere else I got some connections.
Wow. So tell me a little bit. You are also the author of 2 books. You've also made a few films,
Yes, ma'am.
and you also created something called the Homeboy Hotline. So could you tell me
Yes.
about those things?
Okay, so hip hop tried to kill me is a journey of my life from the day my mama died to 2009. And at an age, I realized that I couldn't continue to be a rapper and feel as though they was going to accept me because it's a young man's game. You really only got 3 or 4 years in the rap game. So I reinvented myself to an author, and it gave me longevity, and I wrote more books. I started my own publishing company, and I did 16 years of my life in some kind of dog cage. I did 6 straight from 91 from 90 to 96 in Minneapolis, Minnesota. I got out a month after Tupac got killed, went back to California, and a man gave me a job in a homeless shelter. And I walked out of there crying, and I was like, I knew my life was going to change. And I said, from this point on, I'm gonna help people who trying to change. I'm gonna find some more people like Mr. Willie Hall. I went on the radio, ran my mouth. People called in, helped me build a website, and I named it Homeboy Hotline. And I've been providing resources for people coming home from transitional housing to job readiness to employment to support groups to getting their record expunged for 20 years. And I'm in Atlanta and I'm bringing the same movement here. And that's what I do, man. That's my contribution to the liberation of our people. That's what I do for humanity. Ain't nothing gonna change until you change. Oatmeal is better than no meal. I tell, cats that, hey man, if you was working for $1.25, McDonald's was a come up. If you was standing in a cell, the homeless shelters a come up. It's all about whether or not you realize that you was a vulture, a predator in your community. The community don't owe you nothing. You have to earn your right for the community to trust you again. So, that's I come at them raw, man. I've been on the projects down here in Atlanta. I connect with Atlanta Probation Department, Metro Atlanta Reentry Coalition, and I've been on my Black Panther down here in the ATL. You know what I mean? Straight up, that's what I love to do.
Wow. That definitely, what you're doing is definitely a noble thing to go back and help prisoners and help people that are homeless
Definitely.
to get back on their feet. Is there any other organizations that you work with?
Yeah, I work with All of Us or None. They're a powerful organization. Sorry about that, my phone going dead. I gotta get this cord. I work with All of Us or None out of the Bay Area, and I also work with Legal Services for Prisoners with Children. They both powerful nonprofits out of the Bay Area, and most of them have done life for 20 years or more, and they studied law while they was incarcerated. Right now, we're fighting to get the 13th Amendment abolished, servitude, where they have to pay prisoners minimum wage. And what that's going to do is going to get rid of all the people that's profiting off of prisons, because 80% of the prisons are not owned by the state. They're owned by private people because that's free labor. If you're paying somebody $1.25, your profit margin is 99%. So we're seeking to get the 13th Amendment abolished, but they got to pay people minimum wage in prison. Whatever the minimum wage in that state is. So these are the type of things that keep me going. And I'm also a part of the United Players. I don't know if y'all can see it on my wrist right here. I've been a part of that for 25 years out of Frisco. Our motto is to take the hood to save the hood. We took a crack building and turned it into an after-school program, a safe zone for the kids. We don't allow no dope dealer fit 500 feet of there. None of that, And, that's what I do, man. I'm bringing everything to the South. Everything I do to the South.
Wow. And I think that is what you're doing is very fantastic and it is great for the community. And we need more like that. So, do you ever think about writing a biography about yourself?
Well, that's kind of what hip hop tried to kill me was.
Oh,
and shout out to my homie just tuned in, Jesse Burleson. He's on here. That's the general of my hood. We from the Tenderloin, downtown San Francisco. Just did like 27 years. He just got out. He actually works in legal services for prisoners with children. He's a soldier. He's not a gangster. And I'm so proud of him. And he's just an example of what San Francisco is about. We come from Black Panthers and hippies. You know what I'm saying? Down south, LA, shout out to them. It's a little different. The culture. Our culture was hippies and Black Panthers. Our household was full of that. You know what I mean? So I'm just right now, a lot of people are coming home from the crack era. And I'm glad to see a lot of the soldiers coming home with the mind state that they have. They coming home ready to go to war against racism and injustice.
Amen. Definitely. Definitely. We need a lot of people on the front line, and it takes courage and bravery to do that. So I really do thank you and your team for doing things like this. Especially there's a lot of people and a lot of people of color that are marginalized and disproportionately put into prison. So I definitely commend you for that. What is some of the best advice you would give to an up and coming artist or a person that wants to do something creatively, an artist, an author, or someone like that?
Well, you got to understand the business that you're involved with and who runs it. You know, you got to understand it's called show business. Show me your business. Talent is only 5%. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Either you're going to be doing an open mic and your mama's still in the projects, or you're going to take time to understand what mechanical royalties mean, what BMI is, ASCAP, you know what I'm saying, how to market and promote yourself. You know, it's 100 million people that got just as much as talent as you. You hear some of the wackest people on the radio getting paid because they took care of their business. It's called show business. So I tell everybody, until you are a student and study, you'll never be a master. And if you don't own a master, you're a slave. So these people have been taking advantage of people since the art was developed. You know, they've been taking advantage of some of the greatest artists ever made records, made films. You know, the history speaks for itself. You know, the powers that be that ran the industry, they know who they are. But the internet platforms like this are putting them out of business. We don't need them no more. If you create your buzz, on see the young generation, one thing they are, you know, I don't listen to, I ain't gonna lie and say that's in my playlist, but I do study if I have to songwrite for somebody. But I study the way they market. They are marketing geniuses with this iPhone. You see what I'm saying? If you create a buzz online, you got 50,000 people follow you. 10% of them gonna buy your product once a month. You can sell them a pencil for $1. So I tell them all, create your following, a buzz online, and study the game while you creating your buzz. You know, don't be quick to sign to nobody, man. Own your own company. Don't be so lazy where you don't want to understand what you're involved in. Cause why go off of somebody else's judgment and you don't know what they talking about? You just going off of what they tell you. Anytime somebody tell you to go see a lawyer and they recommend a lawyer to them, that ain't the lawyer you need to go see.
Exactly. That's a conflict of interest. That's a great thing you just brought up. No, it really is, because you know something, the internet and social media has changed the face of entertainment and music marketing as we once known.
Right.
And it gives you more access or more power. It's like we all have our own broadcasting stations.
There you go.
That's what it's like. That's what it's like. So
Go.
I really like your advice is really good, really helpful. Do you do so? Tell me about the films that you made. Tell me a little bit about those.
Well, the first film I made is called I Just Want a Ball, about a high school girl basketball team in Oakland. Our girls using basketball to catapult how I learned. I read about the team in the sports page, and I knew that was my first film. So I just got in touch with the coach, and he talked to the team, and 4 of the girls let me do their story. I really didn't know what I was doing. I just surround myself with people that know what they're doing. Then the second film I did was a man picked cotton for 18 years in Mississippi. He never got paid. He migrated to Oakland, California. It's about the con gang called sharecropping. Why most black people left the South, because no slave ships came to New York, Chicago, Detroit, or Cali. Most of them came to Charleston, South Carolina. And when, after slavery, the proclamation of emancipation, you know, we were still on the plantation, and the agreement was we do the work, and then at the end of the year, you go to Cotton G, and he split the money, but most of us couldn't read or write. So they always say, oh, Miss Mabel, Mr. Charlie, we ain't make no profit this year, but y'all gonna stay on here another year. We'll try it again. And it went on for year after year after year, and then people got frustrated, you know, and moved up north. So that was the first release of the film series of the Cotton Pickers. The second one I brought out 2 months ago called Gimme Mines, My Mule, My 40 Acres, The Broken Promise of Reparations. Just about, you know, who promised us a mule and 40 acres, why did they promise it to us, why we didn't get it, and what we must do to get it. And it's not a myth. Other cultures and nationalities have received it. When Adolf Hitler put the Jewish people in them ovens, they gave them reparations. Japanese people got it for Hiroshima. So, you know, it's not just a myth that mule and 40 acres is not a myth. They got to give it to us. You know, we as Africans born in America, you know, we don't went through so much. This ain't no time to give up now. You know what I'm saying? We're at the third leg, baby. We coming around the corner. Come on now. You know, some of them police going to jail for shooting us and beating us. It's happening, man. So this ain't no time to give up now, man. You got to tighten your bootstraps up, man, and understand legislation, man, and make people who come and want your vote, make them accountable for them promises, man. We can't focus on the president, man. We got to focus on the people that's locally in our community. Find out who is the board of superintendent of education that's overseeing your children, the local DA, the local public defender. You know, we got to educate our children to get inside the matrix. So yeah, that's I kind of went off path, but yeah,
No, I think
after that,
I'm hearing it. No, everything you're
yeah,
saying is right.
yeah. So after that, I did Zephaniah was my third film about co-parenting. Best thing ever happened to me was my daughter. She in there right now. I work for my daughter. She's 4 years old. She's the CEO of 3 companies. Her name on the check, Zephy Films. And it's just about respecting a woman who went through them 9 months of having a child. Even if you don't like her or love her, you got to respect the fact she could have died.
Yeah.
My mother's child. I don't call her my baby mama, and I ain't no baby daddy. I'm a father of my child. Don't even call. I tell people, hey man, slow down with that one. I'm the father of my child. I'm not a baby daddy. So it's about just respecting the fact the woman could have died during 9 months of having your branch to your tree. And then the fourth one I did was the Gimme Mines, and I just released on Cinco de Mayo Brown Babies about Latino children locked up in detention centers. The fact that the whole Southwest got Spanish names from Texas to damn California was Mexico. They tell these people they can't come home, you know. And I just finished last night Police Gang Banging in Minnesota. So I'm gonna be releasing that probably in a week. I flipped the song Purple Rain. They playing it up there in Minnesota. One of my second homes. I went to college up there, did time in prison. So I'm just pushing, man. I'm stacking content, man. I'm working on 2023 projects right now, man. I'm not gonna let nobody outwork me. I refuse to do that. I only sleep 2 hours a day, fall out one. You know, so that's my motto. I slept in jail. I asked God to let me out. He let me out. I'm here to go to work, man. I ain't sleeping. Straight up.
Wow. Very impressive. You are also a rap artist. Could you
Yeah,
tell me?
yeah. I got it. Go ahead, sister. Go ahead.
No, tell me a little bit about that. You're actually a rap artist, and I actually like I like a lot of the songs you did. They're very inspirational, educational, and they're real.
Yeah, you know, I that's what started me in the game. Beating on the wall in juvenile hall, trying to maintain my sanity. Sometimes I would write rhymes in the Bible or back of a book where it was a blank page. You know, that was just my escape. And I'm always gonna rap to the day I die. But I had to understand for longevity, I had to reinvent myself to the art of the filmmaker. But yeah, so now I can be a filmmaker who produced my soundtracks, and I'm still a rapper. So yeah, I got enough heat to warm the laps. They couldn't fade me with Clorox. I am one of them boys. My pen bleed real heavy, ain't no doubt about it. I write a hook of synopsis every day. I'm gonna give you 4 of them. I remember the days when there wasn't no crack cash. Like I remember the days when white women ain't had no ass. Things change fast and they cook coke in the glass, and the way black folk killing each other, ain't no way we gonna last. You know, I come like that, man, and it's just a gift. And I realized, sis, that God gave me gifts to get people attention to tell my testimony. I just simplified my life. That's all he did. He gave me different gifts to get people attention, then I can just tell them how good he is. And that's all I do. I pray and I praise every day. You call him Yahweh, Buddha, Allah, Most High, Jesus, whatever you want to call him. I advise you to call him because he ain't gonna block your number. Yes, sir. And I found out once you find out your purpose in life is the day you start living, because everybody got a purpose, or he wouldn't have woke you up. And that's just what I do, man. I'm in the pursuit of peace and prosperity daily. I don't do drama. I'm allergic to drama. It breaks me out. You know, that ain't my lane right there.
Definitely, definitely. Amen to that. So what is your daughter's name?
Zephaniah. My baby name is Zephaniah. It's a 36th book. Yes, ma'am. It's the 36th book in the Old Testament. It means God's treasure. And I wanted her to always understand she got a direct line to God. She's a boss. She bossed me around. I try not to pour no water on my fire. Her first day was in karate. And I did that because she's a pretty girl like you, sister. You know, she's a queen. And she ain't going to allow nobody to put their hands on her without catching a 1-2. You know what I'm saying? I want her to.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. You setting her up right for the future.
Yeah,
that's awesome. Yeah. I think that's awesome. Do you have any up and coming performances?
Yeah, well, my tour starts June 19th here in Atlanta. I have a four-tier presentation when I hit a community. I do a film screening, then I do a self-publishing workshop. I reach out to the youth. Then I have a conscious revolutionary after party with the cotton pickers. We get a poet, a singer, and two conscious groups from the community. So June 19th, which would be Juneteenth, here in
Yes,
Atlanta,
yes.
1735 DEFOOR place. In Atlanta. I'm launching the Soldiers of Revolutionary tour. Excuse me. We're gonna be going from Virginia all the way to Texas, man. And I'm just following what Ray Charles and Little Richard, Stevie Wonder, all of them did. It's called a chitlin circuit, man. You
Yeah.
know, I'm just on my chitlin circuit right now. I don't eat pork, but I'm still on my chitlin circuit. You know what
Yes,
I'm
the
saying?
chitlin circuit.
Yeah,
That's like when you're going around and selling your music and touring and doing everything you can to promote your products. So
definitely.
due to the COVID-19 shutdowns and everything that happened, shutting down live gigs, what it did to restaurants, singers, gig workers, everyone literally was affected by it. Where do you see the future of live performance going or
Well,
heading?
I think COVID-19 separated the squares from the hustlers. Because when crack came,
Mm,
all you had to do was go get some crack. You go outside, you get some money. That didn't make you no hustler. I've been hustling since I was 5 years old, cutting grass, raking leaves, shoveling snow, cleaning out gutters. So COVID-19, if you was a real hustler, allowed you the opportunity to reinvent your
yeah,
your stream of income. Now, when it's over, then you got another way. You understand to add income before you even knew that. So I had to do
exactly.
everything. I had to do everything virtual. I had to do virtual concerts. I'm doing virtual film screenings. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, it separated the squares from the hustle. Suckers gonna surface sooner or later. Everybody ain't
Mm,
meant to be on the concrete hustling. Like I said, crack. What it did was took the black woman out the household first thing, which was a plan. And the second thing it did, it made everybody a hustler. And it was mostly squares that was in high school that never used drugs and wasn't able to accomplish what they was in pursuit of. Because I seen it. I seen cats balling that I said, man, wait a minute, how in the world he come up? How did she come up? They wasn't really no hustlers. They just didn't use drugs. And then that's all crack cocaine did. You just go get an ounce, chop it up, go outside, and you have 5,000 in 2 days. So
mm.
COVID-19 got rid of everybody that wasn't no hustler. You know what I'm saying? And only thing I like about it is I can go in the bank with a mask on and get a withdrawal. I'd be like, hey, how y'all doing today? Yeah, my name is Robert Bowden. My account number is could I get about 2,000 up out of that account? I just like that part. Other than that, I think it's a terrible thing that
Yeah.
the government has profited involved. It came, in my opinion, from my research, it started in China. China told everybody, hey, man, don't go outside 6 months or we're going to shoot you. Then nobody go outside, and it was over. The government, I think, was behind this thing. I don't trust the government. I ain't taking no vaccine. Don't even ask me for that. You never gave me a reason to trust you, so I don't know why you think I'm finna trust you now. You ain't finna shoot nothing up in me or my child. So I just think it's terrible that it's
Hmm.
attacking the elderly people, though. That's what's
Yeah.
messed up to me. People who have worked hard all their life, they just trying to enjoy the elderly years of their life. They got other things going on, and this COVID thing is really attacking them. And I think that's
It is
just
horrible.
show
We
you,
lost a lot
it's
of people
horrible.
from
Just show you
it.
what America about, man.
Yeah.
So
So, so who is it? So who is some of the artists that you collab with? You collab with one of the members of Goody Mob, and
yes, man.
who makes up the Cotton Pickers?
So the cotton pickers, man, we're a nationwide coalition, man. We got Tech Money from Greensboro, North Carolina. We got Southside Fancy in Minneapolis, Minnesota. My little sister. Got my little brother, Mr. Laundryman, Minneapolis, Minnesota. We got Now Born, worked with Jay-Z early on. He's in New York and Philly. We got Now Born. He's in Pennsylvania. We got Jesse Clyde. He's a legislative soldier of the organization. He's in San Francisco. We got producer Squeak down there in San Antonio, Texas. We got Deucey Straight Raw, another producer in Phoenix, Arizona. We got Sawanya Stanley, Songbird. L.A. We got Talisha Songbird in Phoenix. We got my cousin Cold Blood the Great over in Nairobi, right now Africa. We got Bay Area AD in San Francisco, which is the videographer. He did all the videos, editor, and he helped me direct Brown Babies. He's from Nicaragua, Central America. Somebody gonna be mad at me, man. Jay Strange, my little brother, man. We coming out with the Dope Boys. They part of the Cotton Pickers, and we got my man. He gonna be mad. My man from DC. We got people everywhere. It's just a coalition of people who pay homage to Harriet Tubman, Emmett Till, Frederick Douglass, Marcus Garvey, Malcolm X, Muhammad Ali, Julius Wilfred Irvin III, C.J. Madam Walker, who's the first. I think every hairstylist need to know who C.J. Madam Walker is, because they don't even know who that lady is. She was the first black billionaire. You know, she was the first black billionaire, royal hustler for real. All these girls out here doing hair need to have a picture of her in their salon. So that's what I'm on, sis. I'm not finna represent or ride for nobody ain't roll for me. These people rolled for us. Harriet Tubman, 4'7", was having seizures, walking from if I'm not mistaken, from Pennsylvania to Delaware, putting signs on trees so people could find them trees and look at the Northern Star. There wasn't no train up underground. That was the Underground Railroad. This little 4'7" lady named Moses did that for us. You think I ain't finna represent her? And I love when I have people, especially the youth, they do it. Man, why you call yourself the Cotton Pickers? I'm going to tell you something, little homie, because they work from sun up to sundown, never got paid, and never quit. That's the spirit you got in you, bro. That's why you don't quit, because you come from Cotton Pickers, homie. Oh, okay, OG. Oh, man, we ride with you, OG. I said, yeah. I love it when they ask me that.
Explain it to him. Yeah, definitely. If you explain it to him, I think it was, something. Like a lot of schools, they don't discuss Pan-Africanism and what Marcus Garvey gave, how like Jamaica came, like someone from Jamaica came and helped Black people or African American people right here in New York, and the things like that he did, and how many different UNIA, different parts of his paper that he put in different states and towns and stuff like that, because that's like what they don't want us to see, that unity. That unity. So I definitely understand where you're coming from, and I do thank you for exposing that in such a way that is relatable. It's a mix of everything.
The thing is, sister, they want to highlight all the passive Negroes in social studies class. They don't want to tell you nothing about the revolutionary soldiers, the ones that really was riders. Everybody wouldn't allow you to hit us on that back with their whip. Oh, wait a minute, that hurt a little bit. Then they turn around and they bust them in their head. You know what I'm saying? They don't tell you about them ones. They want to tell you and see. They want to show. See, they trying to traumatize our babies. That's what my next film, 2022, is called Black Wellness, about the mental health aspect of an African being born in America. Who else seen their people hung from trees, man? Who else grew up with roaches and rats? Besides Black and brown people, man, these people wouldn't. That's why it's on us to homeschool our children. We ain't got to keep them home, but every time they come through the door, you got to at least give them your mistakes. If you don't give them nothing else, man, come on now. You know what I'm saying? So, like you said, they not gonna teach. We can't expect for a teacher to give our culture to our children. Most of them don't even want to be teachers. This is a shame, but most teachers that's teaching now are teaching because they couldn't get a job and what they went to college for. They don't go. They don't have educational degrees. They ain't the teachers we had that love teaching, and they don't even know how to relate to our children. So it's on us. We can't expect no teachers. Man, I give my daughter got more game than Milton Bradley. I'm giving it to her. If I don't give my baby nothing else but my hustle and my mistakes, she gonna be all right. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, I definitely understand. I'm definitely with that. So hopefully one day in the future, in some way, shape, or form, I will be able to work with you, whether behind the scenes or in the music department of what you're doing. And this is normally the time when I ask the guests if they have a question for me.
My question for you first. First, shout out to my nephew, man, Ace One Tagger.
Hey.
Yeah, my nephew just joined in. Him and his wife just celebrated. Don't get mad at him. I think it's 15 years of matrimony. You know what I'm saying? Toe Tagger. from that Harbor Road, big block, you know what I'm saying, that Harbor Road, you know what I'm saying? I just want to shout out him and his queen, because it's not easy. You know, I'm still looking for my queen. It's not easy to be in a relationship, you know what I'm saying? So he just tuned in, Ace One Tagger. Shout out to my nephew. I'm proud of you, boy. We're going to write that book, too. So the first thing, I got a couple of questions for you, sister. So the first thing I want to ask you is, do you know that you're a queen and you from royalty?
Thank you. Thank you very much for telling me that. As I start to live in America, I've noticed that we're I'm living in two different mental states. I'm seeing what happened to us in the past, and then we're also living now and trying to maneuver through life. And as you start to understand and you start to get more conscious, self pride and unity gets better. So that actually like this year I start to notice a lot of things. I start to notice the beauty in myself, or start to notice more about the beauty in myself, the beauty in giving, the beauty in other women, and the beauty in the women in your life, like
Right.
and around you.
Definitely, man. You know, well, no one can give birth to our black civilization but a black woman.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we have to cherish and honor our women, but I think it's important to check the ones too who ain't doing what they supposed to be doing. And that's what I love about Pac, because I study the great ones. I study Biggie, I study Pac. And Pac would check a black sister that ain't doing what she's supposed to be doing, because sometimes, you need chastisement to tighten up. You know, the second thing I wanted to ask you, sister, is for a young woman hero that's Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion, what would you tell her about the glorification of what they glorify?
Okay, so what would I tell other young women about what's being glorified for women on TV? Is that what you're saying?
About being I don't know if I can say it.
Right.
What would you talk to a woman about the sex industry that's being glorified, that they feel so comfortable about being a part of, because they biggest female rappers that's being given all the exposure? That's the ones they giving all the exposure to. That's all they talk about. So how would you get through to one of them and let them know it's a molestation, it's a pimping part, it's a beating part that they don't talk about? How did you get through to them little sisters? Because that's what I'm trying to do. Because I got a daughter.
Well, yeah. I have a niece and I have two nephews. I don't have any children. So what I would say is that being a person, that went to school for music and have seen some things that has happened and seen the industry, that nothing is what it seems on TV. There's a lot of things that happen behind the scenes that they might not see. What happens is that America has exploited strip culture because it's what makes money. So so industries follow a trend on whatever makes money. Instead of the people, the artist is pushing the culture pushes the artist. So we make up an artist around the culture. But I don't knock what anybody does that is grown, or their form of music. But that's what I would tell them. That I would tell them, to stay true and do what they're doing, and that everybody doesn't have to do the same thing, and that it's a lot more to what they're looking at. But I don't knock grown people for doing what they want, because I like a lot of different music.
Right, and I definitely can say this. I ain't gonna say I knock them sisters. Right. I just wish, like, Cardi B talks about it in her interviews, the pain. I just wish I heard some of that in some of her songs. Yeah, that's all I'm saying. Because when they interview her, she be tearing up and talking about the pain part of that life. Because she's smart, though. She went to performing art school. I salute the little sister. I salute Megan Thee Stallion. Megan Thee Stallion is a college graduate.
Yeah, and her mom was a rapper. Yeah.
Come on now. A lot of people don't know NBA YoungBoy mama was cold. He get it from her. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. So I just, I just wish people that had so much influence on our future
Yeah.
would would give them both sides, man. That's all I'm
Yeah.
saying. Just give
I
them
definitely
both
feel that.
sides, man. You can make two or three, I mean, six or seven of them, but give them one or two, too.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
I definitely agree with that to show more. This is why I love a lot of artists and actor and influencer biographies.
saying? Right,
And
right,
that's why I
right.
like a lot of that in music history. Could you tell everyone where they can find your films and your books at again?
Most definitely, man. You can go to zephy.us. I just released 3 films on YouTube: Brown Babies, Police Gang Banging in Minnesota, and also we did Late Night in Vegas. I just gave them away for free like mixtapes. And sister, we gonna do something together. We gonna make some history. This ain't no coincidence. Just
Yeah,
you got the line, so we gonna make it happen. We gonna make it
definitely.
happen. I'll be coming to Philly soon. So everybody out there, man, it's Fleetwood SF. If you're an aspiring writer, want to write a book, you're trying to figure out the game for out the paperwork, man. You want to do a film, short film. You want to start a nonprofit. Just get at your boy, man. Hit me early in the morning. If I don't get right back at you, I will be in touch with you, man. And I just wish all y'all the best. Never forget your royalty, bro. Hold your head up when you brush your teeth. Because if God wake you up, man, it's for a reason, man. Just keep pushing, man. Because if you don't believe, they ain't going to believe, man. I am the next Master P. Yes, sir. You looking at the next Master P. Yeah, I'm going to be a billionaire, man. I don't want a million. They owe me $500 billion. Well, I got a billion people to lead towards God, a billion children to feed, man, billion people, man, to uplift. So if you don't believe, they ain't going to believe, man. I'm telling you, man. So just trust, man. Trust in the Lord, man. Whatever you want to call him. Trust in your higher power and keep going, man. Quitting that option.
Well, that was beautiful words and beautiful inspiration. And yes, yes, you will be everything that you said you were going to be, and you're speaking into existence, and you're already doing so much in the community. So I want to tell you, thank you, Fleetwood, for coming through and being on my show. Um, we had a very good interview, and I appreciate it. And thank everybody that watched, and all the supporters and the viewers. And thank you to everyone. And I hope you have a very great night. And say hello to your daughter for me.
All right. Hail to the queen. Hail to the queen.
Thank you so much. Enjoy your night, Fleetwood.
Peace.